Good morning everyone. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, my voice is getting worse, but I don't feel very bad to be honest. Usually I wake up at 5 so I can do my yoga, meditation, all that stuff, also do some stuff around the house, and then I wake up my son. But today I decided just to sleep as this part and wake up at 6 so I can get some rest. Despite my voice, I actually feel better. It's just my skin, you can see it's very red and it's very hot. And I discovered yesterday before going to bed that I don't have my trusted Cicaplast B5 from La Roche-Posay. I have the gel one. So I decided just to go with my trusted CeraVe and then a layer of the CeraVe ointment, which is Vaseline, but it didn't do much. So today I have to go and get myself one of the Cicaplast creams, because the gel is good but it's not the best. Quickly, before I go and wake up my son, let's unbox my advent calendar. Let's start with the Cult Beauty ones. Day number 4 is here. What do we have? It's the Paula's Choice retinol treatment with peptide and vitamin C. Interesting. Paula's Choice is one of the brands that I actually really like. I love from them all their sunscreen. They are expensive, but they are good sunscreen. Now, are they good as Korean one? No. But I still love, I don't remember now the name. I will leave the name here, which I use for winter. So actually I should go and get one. So after I finish my Thank You Farmer, I will start on that one. It's very nourishing, very moisturizing, so perfect for cold weather. I'm a little bit shocked that they put a retinol and an advent calendar, to be honest. It wouldn't be my choice, just because retinol is one of the ingredients that I would not gift. So maybe someone who doesn't know anything about it will buy this advent calendar and use retinol without sun protection, and his skin or hair skin would get much worse. So I don't know, maybe I'm picky. But I'm very happy with that. Currently I am using the one from CeraVe. It's okay. Not bad. It's not like groundbreaking. So let's see what I will get from my Maid Discovery Center. Look at that. We have a long decant. So this is Tea Cabanel Encore. Let's see. I hope it's a good one because I'm stuck with it now. It's a fig fragrance. I get a lot of fig. Maybe not my choice for the weather now, but it's okay. No, it's not fig. Why did I get fig at the beginning? It's iris. A lot of iris, and you know how I feel about iris. Not loving this one. But it is a good iris fragrance, I have to say. So objectively, it's a good one. Tea Cabanel is one of the brands that I'm very curious about. I tested in a store once, Café Cabanel, which didn't wow me, to be honest. Like a first impression, I was okay. There is another one that is very hyped, Je ne sais quoi. Yeah, very curious also about that one. A very simple iris. It has this extremely powderiness, but also what I don't like about iris. So it has this dirt. I don't know how to explain it. For me, iris smells like powder with dirt. And it has it. There is also something a little bit different with this one. So let's see the notes. So we have carrot seeds. Okay, this is what I'm smelling. Peach. And then we have in the mid iris, we have in the base sandalwood, musk, vanilla, and ambroxan. No, still it has this dirty aspect, and I'm not a fan of carrot seeds. I don't think that I have any fragrance, or I smelled any fragrance where I loved a carrot seed note. I believe, I'm not sure. And so let's see about the similarities with other fragrances. Okay, I see there's one from Musk Milano. Which one is it? Lost Alice. I don't have this one. When I did my first impression on the brand, this was not included. There is one from Paris Monte Carlo, which is Santal du Pacifique. I believe I never tested anything from Paris Monte Carlo. Again, objectively, it's a good iris fragrance. But me and iris, we are not friends. By the way, I'm not loving my hair. I will comb my hair. I just can't. I can't. The fact that I have to go like this makes me crazy. It doesn't suit me, and it also looks random. It's not really defined. It's not beautiful as all the curly girls. So plans for today. After dropping my son at school, I need to buy something from the grocery store, and I definitely have to get my Cicaplast P5. Some shopping, and when I return home I have stuff to do around the house, and I will film hopefully 2 videos. One is a Kayali, the new Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. I hate the long names from Kayali and the numbers, it's so random and I just don't get it. I love the bottle, it's so pink and girly and beautiful. I will also film another episode of my Christmas recap series, so where I do a recap of the whole year. I don't know which one I am going to film today. Now I am going to wake up my son, so I have to prepare myself psychologically for the upcoming battle. So see you later. Welcome to my kitchen. It is a big mess. This is the old kitchen when we bought this house, and I specifically asked for it to remain. So when we bought the house, I asked for the kitchen to remain because it's real wood. It has this cozy atmosphere. The only thing that I don't like is that this wall is all covered in wood, and I don't like this kind of aesthetic. It was, I think, popular, I don't know, in the 90s maybe. I don't know when it was popular, but I saw a lot of kitchens this way. And also this is too big actually for us, so it takes a lot of space. So I feel like if we take out this one and we made this part like a small table with 3 or 4 chairs, would open this space. Doing stuff around, like changing something in the house, is extremely difficult because my husband is very stubborn. He doesn't want to change anything. He always says, is it very necessary? I mean, it was years until we got a proper chandelier, or what you call. It was just like the light bulb hanging like this because he resisted for the longest time. And then I had enough and I told him, I am going to get it, I am going to get it. And you are going to hang it because this is not acceptable. The same goes for my bathroom. I hate my bathroom. Like this space, although I want to change something, I love actually, especially in the winter, like this dark wood, I love it. But the bathroom, I hated the bathroom the moment I entered this house. And yeah, he doesn't want to change it. It's old-fashioned, the color, everything. It looks always dirty, even if it's not dirty. So I just hate it. Anyway, I went to the grocery store. The milk and the salads and everything are already in the fridge. And I bought some stuff from my mom. If you didn't know, my mom is actually German, and she lives in Egypt. I am not Italian, by the way. A lot of you thought that I am Italian. No, I'm not. I am half Egyptian, half German. So I went to Aldi and I wanted to get Stolle. If you don't know what Stolle is, this is a typical dessert for Christmas, German dessert. I just found these like small ones, so I'm going to try them and see if they're any good. I'm going to get another one, and also my mom's favorite, marzipan. My mom adores marzipan. It's for her like the best thing in the world. So I didn't find what I want, but I think these are good enough. And I found this beautiful notebook. I love stationery, notebooks, these stuff. Oh, I have like a whole shelf filled with different notebooks, and I have like, look, this is not even everything. All colors, all kind of pens. I have 2 drawers outside filled with pens and everything, stationery. I love. So I found this color, this notebook just so beautiful, and it was quite affordable. I also got from Aldi this for the laundry for my son's room. Look at that. Isn't this cute? Oh my god, I loved it. This is going to be his surprise when he returns. He will find this one. He just throws his stuff everywhere. He is very, very unorganized. So I don't know, maybe this will incentivize him to put his dirty laundry in here. I went also to the pharmacy and got my beloved Cicaplast P5. I will definitely use it tonight, usually when during winter or when I have a condition like I am now, so my skin is very irritated. Before going to sleep, I just put a thick layer. I look like a ghost. I look ridiculous actually. So it repairs my skin. It is like a fantastic cream. I am recommending this cream now for over 2 years to anyone who I know because it is that good. And since I had some points from the pharmacy that will expire at the end of December, so I decided to treat myself with a Codele Venotherapist Replenishing Vegan Body Butter. This one I never tried. That was it. Now what I'm going to do is make myself a cup of coffee and organize all the samples that I have from Jevois from yesterday. So what I do, let me show you actually how I work. So I have here all the brands that I am interested in or I have a lot of samples of. I go online, I search for all the products or fragrances in this case, and I do a list, and then I have like an inventory of all the samples that I have from these brands. Like for example, if we take Jo Malone, I am missing Earl Grey and cucumber, grapefruit, English oak and hazelnut, and that's it. Here is Penhaligon's, Memo, La Guerlain, Ex Nihilo, L'Artisan Parfumeur, Maison Crevelli, Atelier Materi, Matière Première, Simone Andreoli. I already actually filmed a buying guide of Simone Andreoli, but then of course, as usual, he released a new fragrance. So this one is coming actually. Once I have that sample, I am going to test it and then insert parts with the new fragrance. So I have a complete buying guide. BDK now I have completed. You have the exclusive from Chanel. I am working on this one. Making a buying guide takes a long time. So I usually spend 2-3 years to do a buying guide on a brand if it has a lot of fragrances. Like Simone Andreoli, I am working on his brand now for a year and a half maybe. BDK, I already did a buying guide, so it was quite easy. Also for Giardini di Toscana was quite easy because they have a discovery set that has everything except for one new release, so I just bought the sample individually, so it was very easy, and their samples are available in many places, so I didn't struggle much. But there are brands that I struggle to find samples of. Like for the longest time I am interested in Profumum Roma. They don't offer any samples, and even on Jevois they don't have the samples. So it's a little bit of a struggle to find, and to do a buying guide I need to have at least 98, if not 100% of all the fragrances, otherwise I feel like I'm not doing a great job. And this really helped me also to plan my videos. So when I have an overview of all the brands that I'm interested in and I want to try, and I see that I have everything, like Acro I already filmed a buying guide on. There are a lot of brands. I'm also doing an updated version of Haute Fille Banks because I have also the new releases. 9942, I filmed 2 buying guides and then had to refilm. It happens a lot, especially when you take a lot of time to upload. In the majority of cases to edit, it takes a lot of time. So anyway, yeah, Mishane, oh my god, LVMH. Now I have also Orno Jane, like a lot. So So every time I have a sample, I get my notebook and I cross off the fragrances that I now have. Then I am going to sort these samples in the part that I dedicated, like I have a whole wardrobe full of samples. I am going definitely one day to share with you, maybe on this vlog, not today, but maybe another day, because there is a situation there. Once I have a little bit like a semi-organized space, I will show you my samples collection. As you can see, my voice is a little bit better, but I am very low on energy, so I need to sit down a little bit, so I'm going to do that. As usual, begin with responding to emails if I have some, and respond maybe to some comments, and then I am going to make the space, because when my son returns from school, we are going to do our Christmas tree. And before I forget, an update on Encore from Thierry Cabanel. It is not an iris. It turned out to be more sandalwood than an iris. Now this fragrance, I didn't like the opening, I didn't like the mid-dry down. Now it's, how many hours? 4 hours since I tested fragrance. Now I like it. Now when it becomes like almost a skin scent, I like it because the vanilla comes through, so it tones down the sandalwood. I'm also not the biggest fan of sandalwood. There are very, very few sandalwood fragrances that I like. And I like the dry down. The dry down is actually absolutely beautiful. I'm blessed with so many fragrances, so I don't need that. And now I am going to organize my samples, and I hope for my advent calendar to arrive today. I just realized that a lot of the fragrances that I have in the latest order are actually released this year, so I can maybe film a last episode of hyped new releases from the niche world. Like, for example, I have Orchid K from Ella K, I have the Extraits from Atelier Premier, Yelp from Soradura, I think was released this year. I have the new M. Mikalev, the two from Ormond Jane. So I can maybe film the last episode of the year for that, but I am not sure that I have the time, because, as I said, at the end of December I am going to Egypt. So let's see. Guys, I can't wait to test one from Minuit Demi. Should I test it now? Yes. Oh, it didn't break! Oh my god! Oh, thank god. This is an expensive sample and an expensive fragrance. Yeah, definitely changing constants. Oh my god. Like, it's really, really there. It's more changing constants than Magenta Tanzanite. It's more spicy. But it's so beautiful, actually. This ugly thing is actually, how do you call it? A notebook from my school when I was in 7th grade, I think. I mean, it's totally battered. My mother is very, very environmentally conscious, and she doesn't throw anything away. And I learned some stuff. She's a little bit too much for me, but I took a lot from her. So when it comes to paper, I always recycle, in the sense that I have a photocopy of something or anything, I write on the blank side of the paper, so I don't waste paper. And so when I found this one, I immediately recognized it. It was like barely used. There was like a few pages, so I took it out and I use it now for my fragrances. So I have here a lot of videos that I already worked on, and a lot of the Christmas editions of last year's, and also here are all my expenses when it comes to fragrances. This was very, very bad to do. It was quite revealing, but I mean, So to prepare for the best and worst releases of 2024, I went and did a whole list of all the releases. And look how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. And these are only the fragrances that I know of. There are definitely more. So I already highlighted the ones that I have, and I did also highlight in a different color the fragrances that I can test because I can buy them. So I need to cross these and see. So I have here, yes, I confirm Infiniment Coty is a release of 2024. So I need to do that because I have it, and with a red pen, so I know that I didn't include it because I already filmed the video. If there are a lot of changes, I need just to refilm the whole thing. I definitely have to refilm the whole video because there are too much. I just realized that the one from Kayali, the marshmallow, yum marshmallow thing, is not included. So I have to smell these fragrances. If there are fragrances that I would include in the best or the worst, and then decide. For now, of course, Infiniment, of course, Encore Foie is the best. I have to say, as a scent profile, I prefer changing constants, but this one is quite nice. This is more unisex. I'm talking, by the way, I am talking about Minuit Demi. Guys, this Minuit Demi fragrance is absolutely stunning. I'm getting wafts of the fragrance, although I didn't spray much, and it is beautiful. It's less caramelly sweet compared to Changing Constants, but it is beautiful. The price tag is not encouraging at all. I will dedicate some time to organize the house and clean, and then I am going to do my makeup and will film the bougie marshmallow fragrance video from Kayali, and also another video. It took me way longer than I expected to do stuff around the house, and I didn't finish yet, as usual. Nothing new. By the way, yesterday I did a green bean casserole. I just saw this random video on YouTube, like a short on this, and I liked it, so I did it. And then I came to know that this is actually a traditional American casserole, which you do for the festivities. So tell me in the comments down below, is that true if you are from the US? Anyway, it was delicious. Now I have to do my makeup, and I am trying to have a look that will really complement this bottle. So very pink, very girly, but I don't think that I have an eyeshadow palette that is so light, like very light. I have to check. Anyway, so the look that I am going for is very girly. Unfortunately, I don't believe that I have any pink tops or even blush, anything. So I'm just going to stay with what I'm wearing and just find a way to fix my hair, because this is unacceptable. I brushed my hair and it looks worse as usual. With makeups, not that I decluttered, but I am thinking about decluttering. So before traveling to Egypt, every time I go through makeup, my clothes and my fragrances, and I choose what I don't want anymore, and I take them with me. Some I gift to my nieces, and others I just donate. So I just noticed I have this blush and also lipstick situation from Essence. It's very light and it can be a good choice. So for lips and for a blush, for filter concealer, I don't like this concealer at all, but the shade is very light, so it will suit me for this look, which is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. It's one of my holy grail foundations, but it's a little bit too dark for me now. So I'm going to mix this one with one of my favorite foundations. This is L'Oreal Serum Foundation. Yeah, to mix just a little. Okay, using the phone is not the best, especially that I have this light behind me. So it's not like I'm seeing the color very well, but let's lay the foundation and then I'm going to search for a mirror. I don't believe that I'm going to have a good makeup look because of my skin. Though I know on camera it will not translate as much, but I can see it. I'm not so happy about the coverage also because I'm too red. I should have used a green primer, like a color corrector beforehand, but anyway, here we are. So I thought, since I am doing such a light makeup, I definitely need a wing so I don't look washed out. So I'm not going to put the concealer now because I want to wait for my eye makeup because I'm doing a wing, and doing a wing is always risky. So let's see if this doesn't look promising much. It smells like watermelon. Is it doing anything? I don't think so. It's not doing much. It's very light. It's crazy. No. It's too stiff like. This is the color I am looking for, actually. So for the lips it's okay. For the blush I'm not seeing a lot of results, so I'm not happy about that. So for eyes, since I don't have something that really has this color that I am looking for, I thought about using a blush. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm High Blush in Pinkgasm. I think this will complement the look I'm looking for. So let's see. Still a little bit too dark for what I want, but let's see if I cheer it out. It's too dark. Definitely look at how I look. But I can use a highlighter on top and sheer it out. I can do that. So first let's do the crease and then see if I can fix this. Okay, since I'm doing liner, I don't want a lot of definition. Now I have to fix this color, so let's see. Should I use this one? Wait, I have a better option. I am going to use the best highlighter in the world because it's also a very, very light highlighter. I'm going to use my finger actually. Let's see if it will work. It worked. It worked. It's still not the color that I'm looking for, but yeah. I don't have the time to take off my makeup and do another look. So this will have to do. So let's do some contour. By the way, I hate this contour wand from Charlotte Tilbury. It's just not my favorite. Okay. Now I am going to go over everything with powder, but I'm just laying out like my plan, let's say. Okay. Look at this glow. This is what I'm looking for. Exactly. So let's do the wing, and I will have to have better lighting, so I'm going to do my wing in another room and turn back. Not bad, if I may say so myself. Now I will color correct under my eyes. My under eyes are now a big problem of mine. It's getting worse and worse because they are getting deeper, like you can see the hollow here, and I have also more darkness. So even color correcting doesn't help a lot anymore. I still see my discoloration coming through. I am going to put first my trusted Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS in Custard as a first layer, let's say. I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush, but what can I do? And now I am going in with the Huda Beauty one to brighten. And I need just a little bit. So here I'm going over it with my beauty blender. I finished my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and I'm so upset about it, but it's coming in the mail. This is my new trick for a long-lasting makeup and also for the under eyes. Spray before the powder and after the powder. Trust me, it's a game changer. Now let's get to powder. Recently I have discovered this one from Makeup Forever. This is HD powder. I love it, but not as much for under the eyes. So I am going for my trusted... Where is it? I can't find my trusted by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder. Best powder ever, especially when you have mature skin. So I am going with the old Givenchy, which is nice by the way, but it's not by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder. And it is the only powders that I can use with a puff. Other powders looks cakey, and this is why I prefer the brush. It has to be a very thin layer of powder under my eyes. The rest of the face is okay. I can use anything. HD powder from Makeup Forever. This was a sample that was gifted to me, and I have it for almost a year. Never used it, and now I am regretting it because it's a great powder. I am going very lightly. Since it's quite a light makeup, I am going with the Hourglass bronzer. It's a great bronzer, and the issue is that it is baked and it's very hard. I have to really go hard. Like, you see? But it never finishes. Like, I am using this now for years. Like, look, not even a dent. Since I am going for a very glowy thing, I am going with powder blush in sheer from Rare Beauty, and I am going to use the same brush. I know, shocking, but I feel like it is cohesive when you are not using like very stark, harsh colors. I actually like this, and I am going very lightly, depositing the color. This may be extra, but I want more highlighter. I am going for wet skin almost. And I need a very light lip gloss that has a little bit of a pink tinge to it. This is a lip gloss from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It was part of a set that came out years ago on Christmas. I can't read the name. Exactly what I wanted. Very happy. Now I need really bold lashes, so I am going to use this primer, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use also the mascara. The look is finished, and since I have today very dry skin, I am going to use, instead of a fixing spray, I'm going to do a hydrating milky mist. This is from Pixie. So, let's see. Did you think that I'm finished? Of course not. Because even if I am dry, this tends to get shiny very quickly. So I am going to use the one from Charlotte Tilbury that unfortunately doesn't last long. I touched 5. This is the first makeup product I ever have a dent in. Oh my god, I'm happy. Is it ridiculous? Absolutely, to be so happy. Because guys, I have a lot of makeup and I am happy to finish a makeup product. I never finished a makeup product I am like, if it's not like setting spray or something like that. A little bit just here. So, and now I'm ready to film. Guys, this is the makeup look in natural lighting and with good lighting actually also. I like it. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted frosty, I wanted pink. If I had the time, I would have done a little bit of a white liner also because the cap of the bottle is white. But yeah, I have no time and I would have changed into like a very crisp white top. But everything is in the washing machine currently, so this is the best I could do with the limited time that I have. The only issue is now my hair, because it's very bad. So I'm going to go and choose my accessories and then film the video. As you have guessed, if you have watched yesterday's vlog, today we are going to talk about the myth of longevity. Now, why do I say that it is a myth? How many times did I get a comment that says, this is a beautiful fragrance but it doesn't last long, and this is not worth my money, etc., etc. Now, I am not judging anyone. It's your preferences. But I just need to address some points when it comes to longevity. Now, a famous perfumer once said, a fragrance needs to last as long as it needs. What does that mean? Like, you can interpret this phrase in many ways, but I personally see it like that. You have to bear in mind a lot of stuff when it comes to longevity. First of all, the type of the fragrance. So a fragrance that is mainly a citrus fragrance, a fresh fragrance, is definitely going to have a very different longevity and also sillage to a woody oud fragrance. And this is not because they are ripping you off or because they are diluting the fragrance. This is because this scent profile does not last. Citruses do not last. They are just by nature like that, and this is why you find it in the top of the pyramid. So judging a citrus fragrance that is not long lasting is, for me, sorry, but ridiculous, because it is a citrus fragrance. I mean, what can you do? Now, you can prolong, of course, the longevity of a citrus fragrance, but you will have to modify the scent profile. So if you are a fan, like I do, of strictly citrus fragrance, you will not find one that is very long lasting. At most, you will get a moderate longevity and sillage. To make it last longer, they will have to add either synthetic notes or spicy notes. I also found some spicy citruses that are very long lasting, or woody notes. Woody notes or are very heavy on the aromatic. And this changes the composition of the fragrance. So when you arrive to the base and you don't get any citruses, what is the point of getting a citrusy fragrance? For me, it's not it. You may not be a lover of citrusy fragrances, and you are definitely entitled to love or hate what you want, but you just have to manage your expectations. Okay, this is number one. Number two, also I interpret this phrase as not every single fragrance is made for the same purpose or for the same style, let's say. Like, I have news for you. Not everyone wants to have a monster. Like, I know it's very popular, but not everyone wants a very loud fragrance. I'm included. I don't like it. I don't like to announce my presence. I know some people love it, and that's fine. You do what you do. But me personally, I don't like it as a scent profile. I don't like to get overwhelmed. I am like everyone. I love to smell my fragrance, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be overwhelmed with it, and I don't want to overwhelm other people with it. Like, for example, going to a restaurant with a heavy fragrance, I just hate. Or you go in a very closed environment and you are wearing the most obnoxious beast mode fragrance. I find it quite offensive. So there is a reason why people talk about office-friendly fragrances and special occasion fragrances, because not all the fragrances can be worn at all times. I mean, you do you. This is just my personal perspective on things. The same goes for the seasons, occasions, like a winter fragrance is different to a summer fragrance. A special occasion fragrance is different to a clubbing fragrance or just an office-friendly fragrance. They are totally different occasions, different environments. As I need to be dressed for the occasion, I need also to wear the fragrance for the occasion. I hope I'm making sense. Now, there are some fragrances that are extremely versatile that you can wear in a lot of occasions and all year around. These are mostly what you would call a signature scents. Like, for example, for me, it is Musc Noir Rose from Narciso Rodriguez. And if we are all equal when it comes to taste, there wouldn't have been different versions or a concentration of every single fragrance. Now, I know that recently I find it a little bit like cash grabbing. They are just releasing flankers to release flankers and get money. But this is an old concept. An eau de toilette, there is an eau de parfum, there is an eau de toilette, there is a cologne, now there is the extrait. And again, everyone is different, but for me personally, I love different concentrations even from the same fragrance. Like, for example, an after the shower scent, I want it to be a cologne. The most fleeting smell ever. Why? Because for me, after the shower fragrance, especially during summer, is something to enhance the feeling of feeling clean and fresh. Just for that. After, like, I want it to be gone because I want to wear another fragrance that is suitable for the occasion. I know it's a little bit over the top, but this is how I work. Same goes during summer when I said it many times. During the summer, when I go out and it's still not so hot, I go for fresh florals like the new Gabriello, like the new Idole Eau de Toilette, like Dior Blooming Bouquet. Why? Because these scents I wear first thing in the morning when the weather is not so hot. So they are just suitable for the weather and for me to feel put together. When it's extremely hot, so midday and so on, I don't want these fragrances. I personally want citruses. Strict citruses. Give me cologne. Give me the most fresh thing you have, and I don't care about longevity because I know that what I am seeking is the top notes. I'm not seeking the base. So I know that I have to refresh it. So even if I have a fragrance that is very long lasting, I will still reapply it because I want the burst of citruses in the beginning. Now, there are also factors that you have to consider when speaking about longevity. And I have to admit, I don't like to speak about longevity and sillage when it comes to fragrances, but I do it because I know that you want to know that. It's important for you. And I don't like it because it is different from person to person. I mean, there is so many comments on my fragrance reviews where you disagree with me. Either that the fragrance is very long lasting on you and I said that it is not, or the opposite. Because it is different from skin to skin and also from nose to nose. Now, there is something that is called nose fatigue. A very classic example of that is Baccarat Rouge 540. That fragrance is notoriously one of the fragrances that people smell even if you don't smell yourself. Lots of people are anosmic to that fragrance. But it is very strong for the rest of the people who are around you. So you may wear a fragrance and you think that it is already totally gone, while all the other people around you can smell you, and sometimes it can be overwhelming in many cases. There's also, when a fragrance is very loud and it's constantly bombarding your nose, after a while you will not smell it. Again, people around you will smell you. There's also your skin. If you have dry skin, the fragrances will get absorbed by your skin because it's dry, while oily skin it will remain longer. I am like famously someone who has dry skin, and this is why fragrances usually don't last long on me. There are weather conditions, dry, humid, cold, hot, different conditions of like different weather means also different longevity. Citruses cannot peek through the cold weather, for example. This is why winter fragrances come in and you have your woody notes, more heavy, gourmand, these fragrances during winter, because they can cut through the coldness. So it's not just aesthetic, it's also functional. Now, I am calling it a myth because people concentrate so much on it. That doesn't mean that there are brands that dilute fragrances. Another way to think about what this perfumer said, so fragrances last as long as they need to, is the whole aesthetic of the fragrance. Let's speak about an example. Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain. This is a very soft vanilla. If this fragrance was more of a beast note, more strong, I wouldn't have liked it, because it has the right amount of projection, of concentration to make it what it is aesthetically. Hope I'm making sense. Like another example for a fragrance for me personally that I would hate if it was stronger is Vanilla 28. Now a lot of people say it's strong. For me, it's not a strong fragrance. It is very sweet, and this is after maceration, by the way. If this fragrance was stronger, like a lot of the Middle Eastern fragrances, heavy vanilla fragrances, I would not have liked it because it's going to ruin the balance that I find in the fragrance. Some fragrances for me are just perfection when it comes to the performance and the scent profile. Classic example for that for me is Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge. It has the perfect amount of the composition, has the perfect amount of iris, cardamom, and vanilla. And all these three notes can be very strong. But it is made in a way that it projects and it lasts just enough to be complementing these scents and make it very, very elegant. If any of these compositions become too much, this fragrance will not be what it is. Again, this is also personal taste. And that doesn't mean that some fragrances, for me personally, are just a shame to have this longevity. And Sillage, another classic example for me, is Changing Constance from Penhaligon's. If you see the notes on this fragrance, this is not an acceptable performance for me, because when you see these notes, you expect something strong. Now, again, you can make it in a way that is soft, but this is just too soft because it's fleeting. I can smell it because it's totally gone. And although I love the airiness, the softness of Penhaligon's fragrances in general, not all of them, but they have this airy diffusiveness to them. This is just too much. So this is for me just a tad too much on the light side. And I can say that comfortably because the scent profile has been created in other fragrances. So if you take this one and you take Magenta Tanzanite for Armani Privé, they have a similar scent profile. They are not totally similar, but they have the same scent profile. I prefer Changing Constance actually to Magenta Tanzanite, because Magenta Tanzanite just went a little bit too far when it comes to the sharpness of like the cardamom and the spices. It's a little bit too loud. Also a beautiful fragrance that I love, but if I have to compare the two and I would choose this one. Now recently, as you saw, I got Made Me, and although it's only once that I've tried the fragrance, I can tell you it has the right balance. It's not too soft and it's not too loud. Just right in the middle. This is perfection when it comes to the balance between the projection, the concentration, and also the scent profile. There is also another thing to consider. Some noses are sensitive to certain ingredients, certain smells, and so it happens frequently for you to detect a specific note that other people don't, because you are very sensitive to the smell, especially when they are something that you hate. I mean, I feel this is the first thing that you will smell if you hate a specific note. For me, this is iris. I usually can detect iris in fragrance and violet in fragrances just right from the start, because I don't like these notes and I can just get them
immediately, even if they are not the most predominant note in a fragrance. And this sensitivity will translate also to the longevity and your perception of longevity and sillage of a fragrance. Because if you hate this note and you can smell a little bit of it, for you, it's like there is a lot. So although the fragrance is already fleeting, for you, it's more projecting. Do you get what I mean? So this is why I am calling it the myth of longevity. Now, saying all of that, some people look for longevity and sillage because they want to return on their investment. They want to have a fragrance that they don't use as much, and therefore they don't spend much money on it. And this is why the whole craze about the Middle Eastern fragrances began, because with the price hike and everything, people love the Middle Eastern fragrances because they are very long lasting. And now, after testing a lot of them, and I'm speaking about affordable ones, so La Cafa, Paris Corner, Maison Alhambra, all these Middle Eastern brands that are more affordable, I definitely get it. But I have to say, for someone who tested a lot of fragrances, you can smell the difference. I'm so sorry. You get the difference in quality, you get mostly the difference in the composition, how it is blended. There is a huge difference, and you can get also the base that is more synthetic. So again, a question of quality. This is just my personal preferences and my opinion. I hope I'm not offending anyone. And now it's the time for you to tell me in the comments down below what you think about the phrase, a perfume needs to be as long lasting as it needs. By the way, I didn't say who said it because I don't remember honestly, but yeah, I loved the phrase, so it stuck in my head. So looking forward to see your comments down below. See you tomorrow.